Hopefully the Broncos beat you, but I'm just kidding.
Well, we just beat
I
them.
can't believe the Vikings tied with the 49ers in the first game. That is hilarious. Come on, Packers. Let's get 2-0. Lambeau Field.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up, Pro Bowler Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders.
Are you broadcasting yours?
Yeah.
And the Denver Broncos. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gardner and Charles Davis.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Oakland Raiders. And hello again, everyone.
Good run.
Alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in Week 1.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they too were winners last
man.
time out, so something's
They stopped the rush this time. Alright, I'm gonna play smart this game. I'm not gonna go for any stupid plays. No. Oh, it went into the edge. Damn.
Two teams here
fresh off
Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, born and raised in Brownwood, Texas, played his college ball.
Did you see that interception, Patrick?
And the 2018 draft when the Broncos number came
Let's
up
go.
5, plenty of chatter that they might take a quarterback right there. Remember, Josh Allen was still on the board. Josh Rosen was still on the board. But the Broncos made a commitment to Case Keenum in free agency, and they're living up to it. Did not take a quarterback in that slot. Going to ride with their new number 4, Case Keenum.
And they'll run it here.
Are you serious?
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 65 yards.
And how about that momentum run right there? Personally, what I do is I get right back to the line of scrimmage. I come right back at them before they get settled. He's locked in a little bit now. I guarantee he wants the ball again.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. And some concerns caused him to slip to the 5th round. I guess if you're him, the good news is you kind of flew under the radar. Maybe expectations are low. You can come in and prove something.
And a lot to prove because those off-field concerns that creep in on you, you want to prove that they're all wrong. That you are a much better player than what people picture.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy.
Let's go.
The best players they can.
And down he goes.
And we just sacked the Broncos.
In there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
Broadcasting, Patrick's broadcasting. I'm watching his broadcast right now.
Top 10 quarterback in the NFL, or whether he's more a middle of the pack guy. If he's a top 10 quarterback in the league, then you're thinking playoffs for your team.
Carr and the Raiders come up first and 10.
Let's go.
20.
Devontae Adams.
Carr to throw after the play fake to Lynch. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Adam Gatsis in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
He's going to rifle. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him down at the other 46. A big play that time for the Raiders. 42 yards. So a big pickup that time. And Charles, defending AFC Player of the Week, maybe bucking towards another award this week.
Yeah, and they say they don't really care about the individual awards. You and I both know
They do.
It means a lot to them. It means respect around the league. And if he's able to show those kind of hands all game long, he can win a second one.
A look now at the
How long do you play, Patrick? 6 minutes, right?
Yep. The offensive line led by
Yeah, so
Penn,
I got the accelerated clock off, so.
all 3 were Pro Bowlers in 2017, but it didn't translate as well as they wanted on offense. Just 20-30s.
And this is taken in at the 5. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play that time for the Raiders. 45 yards. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
They'll give it to him up the middle into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. No gain on the play, and it's going to be
Wow, you guys didn't get in yet? That's hilarious.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see.
And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Derek Carr with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks.
Oh, shit.
The defense has the advantage.
Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
What did you just do, dude?
Here's a 2nd and 2 now.
I took out the running back.
To throw on 2nd down is Keenum. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. The offensive lineup now, and the guy we highlight, Emmanuel Sanders.
You can use him in any spot as a wide receiver. In the slot, out wide, it doesn't matter. He just makes plays.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Here's Keenum. And incomplete. Almost intercepted. The D lineman almost had it. Couldn't hang on.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. So out come the Raiders. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a
oh, let's go. Let's go.
I wonder if they visualized it. I remember
Patrick, watch this block kick, dude. They were trying to go for 3 points, so I blocked it. I was like, oh.
And all the way down to the 26. A big play that time for the Raiders. And even 40 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. He took out some anger, some apparent anger against that defense. The yards just kept going up and up and up.
Yeah, he was just running up and down the field doing whatever he wanted. By the end of the game, he was seeing 2, sometimes 3 defenders on every snap. Yet he was still making play after play. It was like he was running routes versus air in practice.
The number 2 pick back in 2011, Von Miller still doing his thing.
Boy, is he ever. If I were an offensive tackle, I don't know what I would do. I would tell the tight end he's got to stay in on all passing situations and help me out because he's got every move imaginable. One of the quickest guys off the ball in the league, and he's going to get to the quarterback.
Really nice gain on the completion. However, still 3rd and goal that they face now. They'll run for it with Lynch. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Marshawn Lynch, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up, never even got to it.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think
football, yeah.
Gotta see that. Gotta find a way to audible into something.
And the Raiders have got him. Marquell Lee in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Damn, Patrick. Take it easy on the Broncos, dude. They're in your division.
On 3rd and long, it's Keenan. And the pressure gets to him again. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape
Patrick, you should let the Broncos win.
In terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now. And anytime a receiver's over 100 yards like he is, maybe the D coordinator scratching his head a little bit. If you're the D coordinator, what are you doing? Whatever he's not doing?
That's the best way to put it, but you have to treat him like the hot shooter in basketball, the guy that's just not missing. You run enough people at him to make him give up the ball in basketball. In this case, you've got to cover him with enough people that they throw the ball to someone else.
And complete right side to Cook. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Powers through. They'll buy some time, and he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. Throwing now is Carr. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Defense.
Antonio Brown can wreak havoc in so many ways. Here he's able to cause a PI penalty.
He runs the defensive backs with such speed and power. I think it creates panic on their end, and a lot of times they just reach out and grab him, and that's the result there.
And he's got his tight end, Cook, in the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. Jared Cook, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders add on to their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he will take this one all the way back inside.
Oh, let's go.
5-yard line.
Go Broncos, go Broncos. Oh, damn it.
Of this play, all attention.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up.
Patrick, you need to let the Broncos win, dude.
What you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these plays back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Keenum. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
Throwing is Keenum on 3rd down. Open man, and that's his tight end, Jake Butt. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. He already has 2 sacks to his credit. Now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? The other one's helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a 2nd guy. Maybe you just out-and-out double him.
Oh, my
Maybe you
God,
make sure you
dude.
take the ball and throw it
That was
as
a
far
beautiful
away as
catch.
possible. Because right now, he is wrecking things for them.
That's complete right around the 8. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Jake Butt, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Broncos cut into that lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball that coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stuff. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Escapes the sack. Buying time to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Marquell Lee getting him once again, his third sack of the afternoon.
I'll be back.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On second down, here's Keenum. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. He's at the 50, 30, 20, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, 84 yards. And the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Try to shake off the interception. He'll lift and throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Von Miller in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Still fighting for more. Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Antonio Brown, 83 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6.
Well, partner, go ahead and strike up the band. Cue up the dance moves. AB is in the end zone yet again. And that's not a surprise at all. His ability to turn something into a bigger play after the catch, that run after catch, one of the things that helps separate him as one of the elite receivers in the NFL.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now Case Keenum and the offense heading back onto the field. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
Make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit, including himself, and find a way to make some plays in order to give them a little bit of a spark and rally the team.
We'll see if they can indeed rally down big on the scoreboard right now. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Here's Keenum now on 2nd down. That's caught left side by Jake Butt. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And that one results in 35 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. A reminder coming up at halftime, the coach is back. He made it through the first weekend. That's the good news, and he's going to regale you with stats and scores from around the NFL here in the early games in Week 2.
You think he questioned coming back for Week 2 having to work with us?
I think he did. He's just happy that he is far away in Orlando. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And that one results in 35 yards.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time.
And Brown's got it for an Oakland touchdown. Third touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out.
What?
So you said you didn't have nothing to eat, right? Mom just went and got spaghetti for me to make it.
Okay.
Out to the 25-yard line. Here's Emmanuel Sanders now as he and the rest of the offense march back onto the field. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried. Because a lot of times, that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. On first down, Keenum. Complete out right to Jake Butt. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now a first down throw. Keenum. And he hits his target, Deshaun Hamilton. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Keenum on first down. Drops it underneath for Booker. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Devontae Booker, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos get a bit closer. And this is blocked. It's picked up, a live ball here, remember. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, times have definitely changed on the PAT, on the extra point, haven't they? A lot more effort goes into this play from both sides.
Yeah, because let's face it, a lot of time on extra points, the effort is not what it is when you're trying to block a field goal.
No doubt about it. And before, when the ball was snapped on the 2-yard line, it was really a virtual chip shot. Now everyone believes they can get to it and knock it away, and we know how crucial every point is. So the defensive guys, they spend a lot more time trying to get that done, which means there's more pressure on the offensive guys trying to kick it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there. and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into...
That's caught inside the 20. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Antonio Brown on his way to a monster game.
Oh, what? I missed?
Touchdowns. And the Raiders add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now Case Keenum and the offense heading back onto the field. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Keenum throwing on 2nd. Over the middle, complete. That's Sutton. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. From the 50, it's Keenum. Over the middle, he's got Deshaun Hamilton. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Deshaun Hamilton in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos cut into that lead.
Terrific. Touchdown. I know we've got a game now.
Yeah, I think anytime you go to the second half down just 1 or 2 scores, you feel not where you want to be, but in a pretty good spot.
And I think for most teams, when they go into the half in this situation, it's not a lot of adjusting going on. It's much more, all right, guys, let's just play a little bit better than we did in the first half.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going deep for Brown. And got his man complete.
How's your game going?
Time in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you on out to our studios in Orlando. Here's Jonathan Coachman.
The score is 27 to 42.
Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend.
Serious?
Let's see what's happening in week 2.
We're winning 42
we'll start
to
up in
27.
the Steel City Ice Field in Pittsburgh.
Serious, guys? You guys couldn't tackle him?
Come in and get the victory on the road. Patrick Mahomes, terrific in the air with over 400 passing yards there. From there, we head out west to the Golden State. Check on the Rams at home in L.A. And they've got the lead
we're
over
down
the
by
visiting
3 now.
Arizona Cardinals.
So that was only the 3rd quarter.
2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were losers in that one to the visiting L.A. Chargers. Phillip Rivers, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team been able to move the ball.
Let's go.
Will the defenses show up?
I just ran a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Give it back to our commentator, Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back.
Patrick, look at my broadcast. I just ran it back for it.
Yeah, I saw. I was watching while you're doing it.
The second half is now underway. Back onto the field now comes the wideout Antonio Brown. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now, they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he was really having a
heavy rush, and down he goes.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
He's going to rifle one. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Antonio Brown, 83 yards. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders have recovered.
Man.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. Now, these guys hardly got a chance to catch their breath after the quick turnover, but I doubt they're complaining much.
Especially with the field position they get to start with. That wouldn't be good.
And Browns got it. Touchdown, Raiders. Antonio Brown, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Who are you talking to?
This is fielded at the goal
got
line.
some people that are talking right now.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Oh shit, I missed.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
I was gone.
And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no.
That's what I basically
do here this go around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over.
So how are you guys doing?
Down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them. Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. On play action, it's Keenum. And down he goes. Keenum is sacked. Coney Ely in there to record
Patrick, read the message, dude.
What does it say?
He doesn't care. He's not talking. He doesn't care about your
And now you know they're still come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of
them. What does it say, really?
Here's Marquette King now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he gets this.
He's calling you a bitch, dude.
This is a good one.
Why? Because I'm a Raider fan?
With it is Brown.
No, because you're not talking.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now. He's been almost impossible to bottle up. You see that number 10 on your screen, a big reason why they have the lead.
One of the guys that's being featured in this game. And
rush coming, and he's taken down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Oh, he's got a man. Complete.
There we go.
He's at the 30. 10. 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Antonio Brown, 85 yards. And the Raiders are pouring it on. And that, boys and girls, is an NFL record 6th touchdown reception. The record has stood since 1950. What a game.
How about that? Because so many things have to go right in order for it to happen.
I'll be
just him catching the passes.
Yeah, that's
someone
fine.
delivering it accurately. Offensive line giving them time to throw the ball. A true team record. But he stands above it
YouTube,
because he was on the receiving end.
If you think you're a Bronco fan, Raider fan, don't matter. Just say something.
And Denver getting set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jack.
And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Marquell Lee in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Keenum now to throw. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. He has a first.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag.
False start. Offense.
So
that'll back him up.
If you like my video, let me
backs him
know.
up 5, 1st and 15.
Because I'm a diehard Philadelphia Eagle fan and a Raider fan. You don't like it, talk shit. I don't care.
Penalty. Here's Freeman. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
3rd and long. It's Keenum. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, those 2 have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. Spinning away. Oh, now he bowls him over. A great return there of 22 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 22. Carr to throw after the play fake to Lynch. He's going deep for Brown. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Pass interference. Defense.
Hopefully Madden 20 gets
So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Antonio Brown, 42 yards. And the silver and black continue to roll. I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, I've lost track of how many times he's been in the end zone. This is just flat unbelievable.
Doesn't matter whether you have an abacus, a calculator, just old-fashioned pencil and paper trying to total it up. The number is staggering. What a performance. This man knows how to find the end zone and make it count.
Now on the return, Brendan Langley. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. Good day for him so far here in the third quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards. But, hey, it's third quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes.
Emmanuel Sanders, the 30, 10, 5. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Broncos are able to at least make things a bit more respectable. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
On play action, it's Carr. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play that time for the Raiders. 42 yards.
Well,
and we continue to see another example here of offenses just going for it.
And this game has really turned into a receiver's dream and a defender's nightmare because no one's being stopped throwing the ball downfield, and points are going on the board.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete, and now second down. Now Carr. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Dome atop Pecco. With a great push up front, he picks up the sack and a loss of 8.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And Old Mo is a very, very...
And Brown's got it for a Raider touchdown. Antonio Brown, 41 yards. And the Raiders are pouring it on. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever.
You guys know who already won this, so thanks for watching.